Yo, what's up guys? Malgots here. This gameplay is a failed double Deatomizer strike. I failed to get the double. I died like 4 off when I was trying to push this area right there, as you guys seen. But lower ended up getting a double in this game, so this potentially could have actually been a quad Deatomizer strike if I got mine. Which this was kind of way back, to be honest. Like this was like I believe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm not even too sure, but I hope you guys do enjoy that in the background. Another thing that I wanted to say is that all I gotta well, not all I gotta say, but people that are in the hurricane in Florida, like Hurricane Irma, my condolences go out to you because it looks pretty deadly. Like I've seen pictures and everything, and like the hurricane looks really deadly. So if you guys are living in Florida or live near Florida and had to evacuate, if any one of my subscribers are from there, I'm really sorry that that happened. It was actually a really deadly tragedy. And another thing is that I feel like the world's like kind of coming to a close or coming to an end soon, just for the simple fact that that happened. And there's a lot of other disasters around the world that are going on right now, like wildfires. There's actually a wildfire that's going on right now that's like, I think, I don't even know, like 1 or 2 hours away from me and away from where I live. So it's basically affecting like the air. So when I go outside, it kind of like affects my lungs, and it affects all the people that live near me or in my city lungs, and a lot of other people that live in and around that area and near me too, because it's crazy like how much crap is going on right now with the world. And especially, I forget what the heck that's called. I think it's Yellow Mountain National Park, with the volcano that's just about to erupt. They're trying to keep that from erupting, but obviously if you have a volcano that's going to erupt, it's going to erupt when it wants to erupt, right? So there's a lot of deadly stuff going on around the world lately, and it's just crazy to see some of the natural disasters and how they're unfolding, and especially not just the hurricanes, but a lot of other things that are happening around the world, like tsunamis and stuff like that. I think tsunamis are happening in like near India and a lot of other places near Asia and stuff like that. So it's pretty deadly how all that's kind of happening. And then in North America it's kind of happening the same way, but like North America, we don't really have, well, where I live, we don't really have a lot of tornadoes, or like I think the biggest tornado we had was actually like not even in the city, but like it was near us. It was like probably about like 15-20 minutes away from us if you were to drive out of the city. A lot of deadly crap has been happening around the world, and also around my area of living. So basically in Canada, I live in central Canada. I'm not gonna say specifically where I live, but I do live in central Canada. So any of you guys that live in, like, I think it was like Western Canada last year, near Alberta and that kind of area there's a big wildfire too that happened, and I think it was in Fort, I don't even know, to be honest. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it or anything, but it was in I believe Alberta. So it was pretty crazy what happened there too, because it was a huge wildfire. It was a huge epidemic, pardon me, epidemic that happened in that happened in Alberta. So I had a lot of people and that live in Alberta, like who actually live there. So like I have family members that live there, and luckily they're at like kind of the southern part of Alberta, or they would have been affected by that wildfire, and then they probably would have had to evacuate. A lot of people had to evacuate because of how big it was and how much stuff it destroyed. Like, you wouldn't think a wildfire would get that big, but what happened was it got so big to the point where it got to the gas stations, and what happened was the gas stations started blowing up and everything like that. So they had to evacuate people before they basically not died, but basically like got killed by the wildfire because how crazy it was and how big it was coming from the mountains. And obviously coming from the mountains, it's crazy how deadly and lethal a lot of these trying to think a lot of these wildfires are. And Canada is not really known for a lot of natural disasters, just for the simple fact that we're kind of like up towards the north. Pardon me for the yawn, but we're kind of up towards the north, so we're not really prone to a lot of these natural disasters. More of like Pacific and Atlantic Canada, so like the eastern and the western are kind of a bit more prone to flooding and tsunamis and things of that nature. But like where I live, we're obviously in the central of Canada here. The only really major thing that's happened in the past like century, or no, the past like 10 years, I believe. Yeah, I think it's century. That's 10 years. I can't remember. But the thing that happened in like basically the past century was when I was actually born in 1997. We had a huge flood where I live, and it basically flooded the whole like city. And there was a lot of stuff that was happening before I was born. So even when I was born too, my mom told me that there was a lot of like flooding and everything like that. So luckily, like none of my family members were like affected by this. I mean, there were some of my family members that were affected by this, but like there weren't a lot of people that were like crazy affected by it, like to the point where like some of them died and stuff like that. There was, I believe, like 1 or 2 deaths. I'm not even too sure of that, but that's the biggest thing that I've had to a natural disaster. And I can't even imagine like a tornado or anything coming to my city, because I would be pretty freaked out. So my condolences go out to the people that are in Hurricane Irma right now. One of my favorite YouTubers, or 2 of my favorite YouTubers actually, live in Florida. One of them is Merc Music and the other one is Hollow Point. So, and he has a kid, Hollow Point. So I really hope that he's okay and his son's okay and his wife is okay with him, because it's just crazy how that can really take a toll on a family, and take it like I couldn't imagine how much that it would take a toll on a family if the father or the mother died. So that's one of the kind of topics that I want to talk about. Another one is that I think the beta for World War II for PC is coming out, I believe, on this Friday, I believe. So I don't have a PC personally, which kind of sucks, because if I did have a PC, I'd be playing that, and I'd probably be uploading it for you guys, just for the simple fact that I believe that the beta is like really, really awesome, and obviously you guys got my feedback on that when I first kind of started uploading the beta on my channel, and a lot of people didn't really watch it or view it more than my Infinite Warfare content because of the simple fact that it's a beta and a lot of people aren't really going to watch it until like the full game launches. So I understand that a lot of people didn't really watch it or anything like that, and that it's kind of weird to kind of see a different Call of Duty when you're so used to that one Call of Duty for that 1 year, and especially me. When I went to play the World War II beta, I felt like it was kind of slow at first, but I remembered that it's a boots on the ground game, and that's how you have to play. You kind of have to play a little bit more strategic, and some of the gunfights that you pick to or choose to get into, because it's not like you're boosting up 300 feet in the air. But hopefully you guys do enjoy this gameplay. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. I'm really tired right now. I'm doing this at like almost 2 in the morning, this commentary. So you guys will see my medals, and peace out, guys.